So I know what you're thinking. Multi, there's no way the Skaven could be a credible threat to anyone. How could the Skaven in a fantasy setting be a threat to the Star Wars universe? Well, I'm going to try my best to kind of explain how the Skaven could actually be a actual threat in the Star Wars universe. So, yeah. So stick around and we'll talk about that. Anyway, let's dive on in. As for where we are timeline-wise, we're going to make this interesting. The Skaven are going to be smack dab in the middle of the Clone Wars. Yeah, the Skaven have popped up in the middle of the Clone Wars and are now an extra faction to be wary of. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. How are they going to travel from planet to planet? Like, if we dump the Skaven off on one world, like all the clans, like every Skaven, the Skaven are the smartest idiots you will ever meet. And if they're nothing if not meticulous. Meticulous in the sense of only if 1,000 Skaven die during the takeoff process of their ships, that's a win for them. That's considered a win. So the Skaven will probably like scavenge for parts. They'll take them apart. Clan Scryer will probably be Clan Scryer will probably be taking apart ships as well as, taking apart people. That'll probably be under Clan Mulder's job. But basically, they're gonna figure it out. They're the smartest idiots you will ever meet. It's gonna take about maybe a year or two. And I'm being actually kind of generous. They could actually probably figure it out in a year. Remember, in Warhammer Fantasy, the Skaven were actually the first race to travel into space. I think I just rhymed there. But yeah, they were the first ones to achieve space travel. So if you gave them something that is capable of hyperdrive, they're going to figure it out. It's going to kill a lot of them, but don't worry, the Skaven that matter are going to be fine. So the Skaven would no doubt build fleets. And I guarantee you it's probably going to be a problem because whoever builds the first ship is probably going to be the one on the Council of 13 going, you guys have to come talk to me. You guys have to talk to me. Because they're going to hoard the blueprints onto how to build these ramshackle ships. And not only that, when they figure out what hyperdrive is, probably not going to be the best time for anyone. They are basically going to be they're basically going to be blowing up ships or being ripped apart until they get it right. But don't worry, like I said, only a couple million will die every few days. So when the Skaven finally get it right to space travel, they're going to be a nightmare, like an absolute nightmare, because I don't know what Warpstone would do to a Star Wars planet, but if it's anything to go by in Age of Sigmar and the Old World, nothing good. It's just going to rot and decay everything. The Skaven would probably be first in the confines of the Outer Rim, and since this is the Clone Wars, the Outer Rim didn't really see did see some action, but it was mostly the Hutts and local syndicates that were running everything. So they would be the first, the organized crime, like I said, the Hutts, all of the Black Sun, all of them, they're going to be the first ones to encounter the Skaven. And I guarantee you it's not going to be fun, because if you thought them figuring how to fly a ship is bad, wait till they figure out what a blaster can do. And you've seen the kind of insane technology they could do by creating, borderline musket fire. Imagine using or mixing, because the Skaven would absolutely do this. I have no doubt in my mind the Skaven would absolutely try this, is they literally would jerry-rig a warp stone or a rattling gun with blaster technology. Could you just imagine that? A rattling gun that just shoots plasma bolts everywhere. And I guarantee you it's going to blow up, just like the other one. But yeah, once they figure out once they start doing that, and it's not going to be like we'll make deals or whatever, we're just going to take it. We're going to steal it from you. Now, I do imagine some of the clans would probably make deals with, like, again, the huts and whatnot, but for the most part, the Skaven are out for the Skaven, and I mean particularly each individual Skaven is out for themselves, so I can only imagine there'll be deals and cutthroat bargaining left and right. So, you've got that going for you. Among other things, the Skaven are going to be experimenting on anything they can find. Could you just imagine a Hell Pit abomination, but with a Rancor? Or maybe like an Acklay, or a Crate Dragon. Imagine if they get to Tatooine and figure it out. But that's the thing, and also, the Skaven can multiply on a vast level. So you would have Skaven, like the Council of 13, once they figure out how to do space travel, their first point of operation is just going to be, hey, build, I imagine the Council of 13 would be trying to have each of their respective clans trying to colonize each world. I have no doubt that each clan would try to own as many planets as they could, or at least establish colonies in those worlds. That way they wouldn't, and the scary part is, the reason why they'd probably do that is because Skaven the clans wouldn't be infighting. Although, granted, they'd probably be infighting for each planet. Like, it would be a secret civil war for planetary dominance, among other things, for each planet. So they'd be waging war on the galaxy as much as themselves for planetary dominance, because it's the Skaven. Now, once they get further into the mid-rim, they're probably going to be running into the Separatists as well as the Republic. And I guarantee you, throwing them into anything is not going to be fun for everyone. Because Skaven, I imagine Clan Scryer would try to make droids or something, like warp-powered droids. Or, I don't know if a warp stone would have an ill effect on a Jedi, but it's nothing good. Especially if Thanquol enters the chat. Because even if Thanquol fails, everyone else but Thanquol will suffer the consequences. Because that's what always happens. Everyone but Thanquol will be punished for his stupidity. So, yeah. Remember, I know someone's going to say, oh, but Jedi are incredibly powerful. What's a rat wizard going to do? Thanquol has been said by other, all-powerful wizards. Even Teclis even said, quite literally, Teclis even said that Thanquol is on another level. Thank God he's an idiot. I don't think people understand how powerful Thanquol is. When Teclis, the most powerful wizard in the old world, says that guy's a threat, believe it. So all he needs to do is just do a line of warpstone, and Thanquol will start magic nuking the entire area, and then blame everyone else but him for if it fails. Because that's how it happens. Now, would the Separatists try to align with the Skaven? I think Sidious and Dooku would explore the idea of making an alliance with the Skaven, but then realize, oh, they're dumb, and they're really out for them. They would see right through it. Any kind of an alliance with them would end badly, not because they would turn on them, because they know they would. The Skaven would instantly turn on them if given the opportunity, but also because they'll just spoil, if a Skaven soldier or a Skaven higher up gets caught, he's gonna spill the beans on on Sidious, and also the Sith and everything else. He will just spill his guts instantly. So the Confederate world of planets, the Separatists, would immediately also be on site with the Skaven. But again, if the Skaven show up, it's gonna have a fun time trying to get them off your world, especially when they have when all of Skaven Blight is on your doorstep. I would even believe they could probably sneak past the defenses of the Republic and get into Coruscant, deep in the confines of Coruscant. That race could easily, the Skaven could easily make their way to the lower parts of the city planet. So, yeah, I think the Skaven, it would be kind of difficult and no one would realize they're there for a little bit. But once the Skaven start jumping from planet to planet, have fun trying to get them off. Because these guys are really bad at math for the most part, but they're really good at multiplication, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I do think the Skaven would actually be a kind of credible threat. Because again, you give these idiots anything, they're gonna figure it out after a couple thousand deaths. And also, probably make it 30 times worse. It's still going to blow up in their face, but it's going to blow up in your face, too. So yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if the Skaven existed in the Star Wars universe? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.